Alright class, today we're going to be talking about something very serious. We're going to be talking about the N-word. And I'm sure that no one will have any issues with this. More specifically, we're going to be talking about the Season 11 episode of South Park, known as With Apologies to Jesse Jackson. Yeah, this video is for all of you kids that saw the Wheel of Fortune clip on TikTok and commented, "Bro, how is this show not cancelled, Skull-emoji, Skull-emoji? This is how." Now, I want you to stop and think to yourself, how do you think people today would feel if a white dude said the N-word, hard R and everything, on a popular TV show? You're probably thinking about the absolute outrage that would come from that. Now, what if that same white dude wrote the script for the episode himself and, rather than just saying it once, said it, I don't know, 42 times, uncensored?
The Anima are restless.
You'd probably be expecting a reaction somewhere along the lines of a nuclear-level meltdown on Twitter and the subsequent banishment of the people who are responsible from the industry altogether. The last thing you would expect is for the creators to be praised for their satirical genius and their ability to confidently represent a complex issue in an accurate yet comedic way. Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, that's exactly what happened to Trey Parker and Matt Stone when they released With Apologies to Jesse Jackson back in 2007. So my question for the class today, and the question that will be answered by the end of this lecture, is how did they do it? How could they use this word, the word that has ruined the careers and reputations of so many in the past, and not only suffer zero consequences from doing so, but actually be praised for their usage? Yes, Mark. Well, I think it's pretty obvious. The episode came out in 2007. That was a completely different time, and people didn't react the same way they do now. South Park would never be able to get away with something like that now. You bring up a very interesting point, Mark. You are correct that the reaction to the use of that word has seemed to grow larger, and generally speaking, people react much stronger than they did 16 years ago. But keep in mind, it's not like it was okay to say the word back then. Michael Richards got in a ton of trouble just months before this episode for using the word at a comedy show, something that is touched on several times throughout this episode. So, times have changed can't be the only explanation. Oh, and to your point about how South Park wouldn't get away with it nowadays, I present you this,
don't tell me people are still mad about that thing.
A colonizable planet has been discovered.
So there has to be something else here. There's got to be a reason that the show not only got away with using the word, but were praised for it, creating an episode that is widely considered to be one of their best.
Your presence
so
is strong.
What is the reason?
Our will shall be done.
With the intro out of the way,
We'll
let's get
consider
into
it.
This is that time South Park was praised for using that word 42 times.
Our vengeance is yours.
The episode begins with Randy on Wheel of Fortune. He's just one puzzle
Another
away from
planet
winning
joins the
$30,000. The category is people who annoy you, and after Randy gives his letters,
All
there's
power
only
to
one
jump
letter
drive.
missing.
What
Let's be
lies
real,
before
at this
us?
point everyone had the same thought.
We
Randy just happened to have the
understand.
unfortunate job of
Initiating
solving the
phase
puzzle.
jump.
Well, I know
The
it, but
Anima
I
are
don't think I
restless.
should say it.
Harmony
Now, watching this
research
episode for the
complete.
first time, I started thinking, surely they're not going to do this.
A
Will they?
colonizable
I know
planet
this is
has
South
been
Park, but
discovered.
they wouldn't go that far.
What
Or would
lies
they?
before
Well,
us?
before I could even decide
the
what they would
unity.
do, they gave me the answer.
Niggers!
Yeah, they set the tone pretty early in this one. On the drive back home, Sharon's absolute disbelief leads Randy to give an explanation of his thought process, which makes totally perfect sense.
Well, what was I supposed to do, Sharon? I thought I was gonna make $30,000. Stanley, the only reason Daddy used that word is that he thought he would win money.
At school the next day, Cartman thinks it was the funniest thing in the
Harmony
world,
research
because of course he
complete.
does, and he warns Stan that some people might not be too happy about the situation. Stan attempts to explain away the situation to Token, but Token remarks that Stan just simply doesn't understand. It gets a bit
We
heated,
shall
but
overcome.
nothing really ends up coming of it.
It's on! Race war! Race war! Race
Another
war!
planet
Okay,
joins
never
the
mind,
unity.
a race war breaks out all of a sudden, but Token quickly loses interest in the situation and brings the
What
war to a
lies
quick
before
end.
us?
Whites win!
With one voice.
Whites win! Race war's over, everybody! Whites won again!
Meanwhile, Randy pays a visit to the office of Jesse Jackson in an effort to apologize for his actions. This is a direct reference to the case of Michael Richards, the man who played Kramer on Seinfeld. In 2006, while performing stand-up at the Laugh Factory, he was caught on camera going on a tirade against audience members, screaming the N-word and other racist remarks at them repeatedly. So after the media picked up the story, Richards went on an all-out campaign in an attempt to repair his image. And one of the most prominent parts of this was his apology on Jesse Jackson's radio show. So, during Randy's visit to Reverend Jackson, he apologizes in a way that is rather symbolic. The Michael Richards situation is actually what inspired Matt and Trey to make this episode. According to the DVD commentary, they had the idea for the Wheel of Fortune scene for years, but they didn't know how they would be able to implement it into an episode. Well, when this whole situation went down, they immediately realized their opportunity was here. After Randy apologizes, Stan tells Token that everything is cool now because Randy apologized to Jesse Jackson. Token responds with a line that is both funny and accurate.
A colonizable planet has been discovered. Our will shall be done.
He told my dad he was.
This scene shows some of the frustrations. Frustrations? What? Frustrations?
The anima are restless.
Frustrations. What the This scene shows some of the frustrations that Matt and Trey felt regarding Michael Richards' apology, as they felt that he was just sucking up to improve his image, acting like Jesse Jackson is a representative of the entire black community, and that everything is okay now that he apologized. The Emperor of Black People line was actually inspired by one of their longtime writers from the show, Vernon Chapman, who made a remark about how Jesse Jackson isn't the ambassador of black people after seeing Richards' apology. Fun fact about Vernon Chapman, he is also the voice of Towley. Back at the school, they introduce a subplot where a man named David Nelson comes to speak at the school about how words can affect people. Nelson is a person with dwarfism, and because Eric Cartman is in the crowd of this assembly, it goes about as well as we expect it to. This subplot is very loosely tied to the main plot with the whole words thing, but it's pretty much completely unrelated. This is because Matt and Trey didn't really know what to do for the B-plot of this episode, so Trey just threw out a random idea. As he so eloquently put it,
let's have Cartman fight a midget.
Yeah.
And
that'll be funny.
we're like, we don't know how to get there, but basically, as long as we end up with Cartman fighting a midget, it'll be sweet.
Yeah, so that'll be a sweet B story.
We are listening. We understand.
After Jesse Jackson told Randy that he needs to experience black culture to get a better understanding of their experiences, he decides to watch a black stand-up comedian at the Laugh Factory. The comedian quickly recognizes Randy as the guy from Wheel of Fortune and decides to give him a new nickname.
Look, everybody, it's the guy!
This really gets to Randy, and he leaves the comedy show feeling upset about being referred to in such a derogatory way. As he walks down the street, the verbal abuse only gets worse, with kids walking by and calling him N-word guy, even a couple calling him it under their breath, and when he walks into a convenience store, he's told he's not welcome there due to this label being placed on him.
You aren't welcome in this store, nigger guy.
Meanwhile, Mr. Nelson decides to try to talk to Cartman about his words, and once again, it goes as well as we expect it to.
Another planet joins the Unity.
Speaking of Dr. Nelson, a little fun fact about his character is that the reason his voice sounds like that is because Trey was inhaling helium to do his lines. This explains why the pitch of his voice seems kind of inconsistent throughout the episode.
We understand. Civilian structure complete.
In an effort to express his feelings, Randy attends a spoken word contest and performs his own slam poetry, discussing this label that has been placed on him and how it disregards his humanity. He is more than just that word, but it's all people see him as.
But no matter how I try,
Our
people just say, hey,
is yours.
there's that nigger guy.
We'll
Do
consider
you get it? Do you see the parallels yet?
Logistics upgrade complete.
This is probably my favorite part of the
All
episode.
power
His
to
poem
jump
is
drive.
hilarious, and his delivery just makes it so much funnier.
Hey, nigger guy, hi, nigger guy, stop!
Hostility
Now
research
go.
complete.
When I can be thought of as more than just nigger guy. Respect.
So if you somehow haven't figured it out yet, Randy's treatment is a pretty obvious representation of the experience of black people in America. You know, being called a horrible name, being treated differently and discriminated against, and they go deeper into this as the episode goes on. Stan once again tries to talk to Token, saying that now he understands him because of what Dr. Nelson said at the assembly. Token is still not very receptive.
Harmony research
So,
complete.
black people are midgets.
Hostility research complete.
God damn it.
Speaking of Dr. Nelson, he decides to give Cartman a taste of his own medicine by getting the other students to call him fat.
Civilian structure
But
complete.
once again, it goes exactly as we expect it to.
Now you know how it feels.
Randy continues on his mission to rid himself of this
Another
label being
planet
placed on him
joins the
by
Unity.
committing to a scholarship
We shall
foundation for
overcome.
black students.
We
It comes across
understand.
as slightly disingenuous, especially when he specifically says that that's the purpose. He then goes on to describe his feelings
credits
regarding the
are
name being
required.
placed on him and how it has affected him emotionally.
Commerce
They don't know how
upgrade
hard it is to
complete.
be constantly reminded of something lame that happened in your past.
Obviously, this is them still using Randy to represent how black people may feel about the N-word, specifically the point that you wouldn't understand how he feels unless you were in his shoes. This is
colonizable
especially
planet has
hilarious
been
since he's talking
discovered.
to a room of black people who, of course, understand very well exactly what he's talking about.
They're bringing up a painful chapter of my history and all the negativity that went along with it. You can't imagine how that feels. Is this guy serious?
When he
More
leaves, he
temples
ends up
of
getting
hostility
chased by a
required.
group of shotgun-wielding rednecks who can't stand Randy's intolerance. Again, it's pretty obvious what they're doing here, flipping the script and having the rednecks be defending another race instead of being racist, and it makes for some absolutely hilarious lines.
We won't
More
live in
credits
a
are
world without
required.
people like you who are
Harmony
intolerant
research
of
complete.
African Americans.
Our
But right when all hope
vengeance is
seems
yours.
lost, Randy is saved by someone in a similar position.
Michael Richards? Well, son of a bitch.
Not only is Michael Richards here to save the day, but Mark Furman, one of the
We'll
officers
consider
from
it.
the OJ trial that
We
said
are
the N-word. They
entertaining
take Randy
offer.
to their hideout where
Planet
they
item
discuss that
ready.
he's just like
Mining
them.
upgrade
Randy
complete.
claims that he's nothing like
All
them since
power
he
to
said it in a
jump
different
drive.
context. Richards discusses how it doesn't matter.
Civilian
Once you
structure
have that label,
complete.
that's all you are to those people.
You really think all those people out there see a difference? All you are to them is just another
are
damn
listening.
guy.
With one voice.
Again, obvious parallels to when
Initiating
people
face
use the
jump.
N-word against black people, how dehumanizing it is, and how no matter
Our
what a black
confidence
person may
wavers.
accomplish, it's all they'll ever be to that
That path
person.
is
Stan
perilous.
is still trying to convince
A
Token, telling
colonizable
him that he
planet
has
has
no
been
reason to be
discovered.
mad.
What
Butters
lies
interrupts their
before
argument
us?
to inform them that Cartman is fighting Dr. Nelson. We then get a scene of exactly that happening as Down with the Sickness plays in the background.
out of bidding. Civilian structure
Cartman
complete.
somehow wins
What
this
lies
fight,
before us?
and we're all left wondering what exactly the point of
We
any of
dare
this
not
was.
stray from
Randy
our
and the
path.
rest of the guys speak in front of the Senate, campaigning to have the word made illegal. He makes some
Shields
totally
down!
valid
We're
points that make
exposed
me
to
laugh.
attack!
Two words which by
Hostility
themselves can be
research tier
harmless, but which
complete.
together
If that is
form
our
a
will.
verbal missile of
We
hate.
cannot
He even
survive
suggests that
without
this slur
armor.
may one day be used to
Hostility
refer
research
to all
complete.
white people,
Harmony
and once the
research
Senate
complete.
realizes that, they
Civilian
immediately
structure
understand.
complete.
They pass the bill, and the word is officially illegal to say in the United
Civilian
States,
structure
making it the
complete.
first word in history to be
Logistics
banned.
upgrade
If a
complete.
person uses the word it must be at least 7 words away from the word guy.
I think this is probably the funniest joke they make
The
in the
anima
entire
are
episode
restless.
because it's just so incredibly accurate. Now that Randy has experienced what it's like to have a word define who he is and how damaging it can be, he petitions for it to be banned, and when he informs the Senate of the
vengeance
potential
is
use of the slur
yours.
for all white people, the mere prospect of such a thing causes them to ban it. Basically, they're making the point that if a word that had the same
Our
impact as the
vengeance is
N-word existed
yours.
for white people, it would have been banned long ago. Which, I mean, yeah, probably.
Another planet
And
joins
finally,
the
at the end of
Unity.
the episode, Stan comes to the realization that Token has been looking for this entire time.
I've been trying to say that I understand how you feel,
Your
but I'll
presence
never
is
understand.
strong.
I'll never really get how it feels for
Glory
a black
to the
person to have somebody
unity!
use the N-word.
Glory
Now
to
you
the
get it.
unity!
Yeah, I totally don't get it. Thanks, dude.
Mining upgrade complete.
Your presence is strong.
You know, normally when I
Our
talk
will
about South
shall
Park's
be done.
controversies, this is the part where I talk about the chaos that followed the episode.
Hostility
But
research
like I said,
complete.
it was pretty much non-existent following this one. Rather, this episode was met with critical acclaim.
Harmony
To this day,
research
it's one of the
complete.
highest rated episodes on IMDb, sitting at an 8.8 out
item
of 10.
ready.
IGN gave the episode a resounding 10 out of 10, going as far as to call it a masterpiece. I didn't actually read the review, but knowing IGN, it probably said something along the lines of, "It really makes you feel like you're being called the N-word." Interestingly enough, CNN actually ran a story about the episode, and it included this bit of unintentional comedic timing that I greatly appreciated.
I know it, but I don't think I should say it.
Harmony research complete.
It's funny because the
Civilian
segment
structure
definitely
complete.
felt like they began by attempting to capitalize on another South Park controversy, showing everyone how mad people are about this episode by interviewing people in the streets, only for these people they interviewed to be like, "No, I didn't find it offensive at all.
Logistics
Actually, I
upgrade
really enjoyed
complete.
it."
It's not really the word that's important. Look at what's going on inside, you know? That's what I got.
The most egregious example of this was when they interviewed the two founders of a group known as Abolish the N-Word, a group with ties to the
Civilian
NAACP.
structure
Again, it
complete.
definitely felt like they saw the name of this group and thought, they're definitely going to be pissed about this, we gotta get an interview from them. Well, if that was their plan, it backfired heavily, considering they would praise the
Harmony
episode,
research
citing it as
complete.
educational and helpful to their
Civilian
cause.
structure
This show, in
complete.
its own comedic way, is helping to educate people about the power of this word and how it feels to have hate language
Our will
directed at
shall
you.
be done.
And this response from the founders of Abolish the N-Word is really the key to why they, quote, got away with using the word. The episode itself is kind of a statement on why the word shouldn't be used, especially by
Not
those who
enough
have no
crystal.
understanding of how it feels to hear the word used against them. The heavy focus on
Civilian
Randy's
structure
experience having
complete.
hateful words thrown at him illustrates this point perfectly, as his experiences mirror the discrimination that black victims of the past have faced. This is made especially clear when Stan makes the concession that he doesn't understand, despite spending
Civilian
the entire
structure
episode trying to
complete.
relate to Token to make him feel better.
Harmony
He
research
finally
complete.
realizes that the only thing he can truly admit about the situation is that he doesn't relate. He's never known what it's like to get called the N-word as a black person. This whole episode is just the perfect execution of the same way South Park has always done their satire, which I've talked about 1,000 times on this channel. Take a controversial issue, use imagery or words that, on their own, could be considered offensive,
Civilian
and use
structure
them to add
complete.
to the underlying message behind the episode. So even though they may be
Hostility
using a
research
word that
complete.
many would consider
Civilian
offensive,
structure
they're doing it
complete.
to better emphasize
Logistics
the
upgrade
underlying point
complete.
that they're making, which isn't offensive at all.
The
The
anima
reason
are
this episode
restless.
was so uncontroversial
Exotics have
is
been
because they
unveiled
did
by our
so well.
squires.
Anyone who watched this
Exotics have
episode
been
would be able to
unveiled
tell
by
you
our
what I just told
squires.
you. They make the point
Exotics
very
have been
clear, and
unveiled by
because
our
of that, the
squires.
people who you would think would have
Exotics
been
have been
offended
unveiled by
understood
our
that Matt and Trey
squires.
were actually
Your
on their side.
influence is undeniable.
Well, almost
Civilian
everybody.
structure
You see, I forgot to
complete.
mention that there
You've made a
was
wise
technically one group
acquisition.
that was offended
What
by this
lies
episode,
before us?
but their reasoning
For
was
the
not really
unity.
what you would expect. The
Exotics
Parents
have been
Television Council
unveiled
is
by
a
our
conservative
squires.
activist group known
Civilian
for targeting South
structure
Park many
complete.
times throughout the years.
Harmony
Their
research
founder,
complete.
L. Brent Bozell, would come out shortly after the release of this episode to criticize the lack of outrage surrounding the episode. Particularly, he would criticize the response
Your
from the
presence
founders
is
of
strong.
Abolish the N-word that I talked
Our
about
will
earlier.
shall be
He made
done.
comparisons to
What
Don
lies before
Imus, a
us?
radio host who faced
Hostility
backlash
research
for
complete.
racial remarks made on his show. Now, this is what Don Imus said on his show.
Initiating phase jump.
Yeah, that's pretty different in context. I don't really think they're all that comparable. So let me just real quick, let me recap what this man's opinion was. This dude, who clearly watched the entire episode and definitely understood the message, decided to tell black people how they should feel about the N-word being used. This guy told these people how they should feel about the N-word.
You failed to place a
Man,
bid.
these scripts just write
What
themselves.
lies before us?
Another planet joins the unity.
With one voice.
Harmony research complete. Civilian structure complete. Commerce upgrade complete.
Our vengeance is yours.
This isn't about what I believe it's about, is it? I promised this video for
Our
quite a
will
while. You're
shall
going to
be
watch the
done.
new Internet Historian video.
Exotics have been unveiled by our squires.
I'll start
Exotics have
VR
been
first. I'm gonna
unveiled
do it
by our
after.
squires. Squire visions have revealed an unexpected
And
bonus.
what's more, they're here and they've been
Exotics have
walking
been
among
unveiled
us
by our
for
squires.
millions of years.
Hostility research complete.
Just look up at the night sky.
Exotics have been
Each one of
unveiled
those
by our
lights
squires.
is probably an
Not
alien.
enough crystal.
Shoot at them?
There could be,
and
yeah.
they'll
Ready.
sure. Coincidence? Break into the CIA. Just looking for
Harmony
clues.
research
They put you on a
complete.
no-fly list. Coincidence?
True.
There are no coincidences, only truth bombs, and the government is holding the fuse. Locked up tight in Area
of Crystal.
51.
We'll consider it.
And so our story begins with
Research
one
room
man,
upgrade complete.
Joseph Experience.
You've made a wise
What?
acquisition.
How is this even a video? It's about Joe Rogan?
On June 21st of the solar year 2019,
Bob Laser, oh my god, I saw, my mom showed me a video of this guy. He's an alien guy. This guy, he went to Area 51 and he saw alien spacecraft.
spoke to a whistleblower, Bob Lazard. Now, Bob claims to have worked at the Area 51. And so, Joe summoned him to his sensory deprivation satellite, where he could ask him probing questions about that government facility.
Machine that was able to read the size of your dicks.
Yeah. Huge.
View for yourself this incredible testimony before the UN takes it down.
Hostility research complete.
Wait, so did they take the video down or not? Like, I don't know what's real and what's not in this video. Did they actually take the video down? No? Okay, I was about to say.
Used to work at Area 51.
Yes.
When did things get weird?
Well, the way this went down was, I only got hands-on with one of them, and I was fucking an alien. It produced a little discharge from the bottom. It was exciting.
Oh
You know,
my
we
God.
turned the lights on, and all these guys are there. So
What in the fuck is this?
we have, actual hardware from another civilization. It's a big.
What?
Harmony
Oh my,
research
this is
complete.
all in the same
Hostility
episode?
research complete.
Holy sh...
Hostility research
You live in
complete.
a house? That's bullshit. I like just swinging around on trees.
Absolutely.
We are the sex organs of the machine world. But for people who don't know, let's give
It's
them
not edited.
the
Our
bullet
confidence
points. How tall are you?
Yeah,
I'm 5'10".
You don't seem to have any
it's
muscle.
not edited.
Almost like a frame.
We understand.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Well, the disc, the flying saucer that I worked on. I saw it sitting there, and I thought, oh my God.
Hey, Bob, it's probably a good idea if you shut up. I worked underground with the aliens. They shot my hand off. They're underground. There's bases. They're shooting lasers through the Earth's crust, and they move them at light speed.
You big fucking...
What? I'm not even doing anything.
Drop dead.
Hey, why don't you come on out to the Nevada desert?
Doubt
Deal.
clouds our
Fuck out.
thoughts. We
All
are
right.
exiles
That's it,
no
folks.
longer.
Good night.
If that is our will.
I need to start
Logistics
watching
upgrade
this. This is a good show.
Harmony
Revelations
research
were sent out all over
That's a
the
good
world
one.
using
Hostility
beams.
research complete.
Absolutely
And it started an incredible awakening, inseminating the people's brains with knowledge,
Who killed JFK?
flooring them with the revelation of it all.
An orangutan with a spear.
And soon they were bursting with righteous
I
curiosity.
don't know like,
Structure
what it is
complete.
about it. Just something to me about like
Who killed
fucking...
JFK?
Flooring them with the revelation of it all.
An orangutan with a spear.
And soon they were bursting with
Control
righteous
created.
curiosity.
Oh my
Bigfoot
God.
is a human-animal hybrid.
Alright, here's the Google
Civilian
searches
structure
for Area
complete.
51. That
Suppressed by the government, by the way.
Yeah, that's when Joe Rogan put out his podcast. You get the idea. And you see, it reached the right man at just the right time.
Am I... This isn't about what I think it was about, is it? This isn't about what I believe it's about, is it? It is. Oh, no.
A 21-year-old named Matthew Roberts.
Yep. Oh my God.
Area 51 before. And he
There he
believed
is.
he wanted to see him.
Could aliens
Real
love...
bad. But what could he do? How could he possibly get into Area 51 to check him out?
True.
Think.
Scenario 1.
Okay.
If I ran into Area 51,
Right.
I would be shot and killed.
Right.
Scenario
We
2.
shall
If
overcome.
me and all of my friends ran in, we'd both be killed.
Yep, true.
But scenario 3.
Okay, alright.
If there were so many of us,
You've made a
thousands,
wise
so
acquisition.
much fodder that we eventually ran out of bullets,
They ran...
then someone surely
Would
is
make
gonna
it
go
in.
through
Research
and touch
complete.
the government in this special area.
Oh my God.
Within minutes, he was drafted crafting a Facebook post. They can't stop all of us.
I'm willing to die for the government. Let's do this.
On September.
What the fuck? I didn't know they actually talked to the guy and everything. I thought, like, my understanding of this is that, like, actually, I'll finish the video because I don't want to spoil it, because for anybody who doesn't know what I at least believe happened.
The 20th, 2019. We'll all meet up at the Area 51 Alien Central Tourist Attraction and coordinate our entry. If we Naruto run, we can move faster than their bullets.
No way, he didn't type that. Like, I don't believe, like, the Naruto run. Like, that's gotta be some bullshit. That's gotta be some bullshit. He
Let's
did?
see them aliens.
No way. No, he actually... This is not even... Wait, Corona happened right after this? So what if the government was worried and they put out Corona on purpose to stop the raid into Area 51? What if it makes sense? It's coming together now.
Then goes into the ether.
Spoilers!
And from here, it was up to the Facebook algorithm gods to decide what would happen.
Well, it got promoted massively.
There's a lot here to be excited about. I think
God.
this could be very positive for our society and economy.
People from all across the flat world were receiving the invite, and they began pressing the attending button.
Exotics have been unveiled by our scryers.
Oh my
Exotics have been unveiled by our scryers.
And the thing is, you know that if you've ever been to a Facebook group invite, clicking attending means you're gonna be there. 100%.
Harmony research complete.
Yeah, for sure.
Control group
Get
created.
deleted?
Your presence is strong.
Oh my god.
Within just a couple of days, the event had picked up hundreds of
Civilian
thousands
structure
of
complete.
attendees.
There were people that came into my chat whenever this was happening, and like in between, and just like trying to talk to me about this. They're like, so yeah, man, so what do you think about the Area 51 raid? I think it could really do something. You know, I've been wondering about what they were doing back there, and so if we all get together, you know, maybe we can really do something.
Research rate upgrade
Maybe they'll have to
complete.
tell us.
Not enough
Yeah,
crystal.
I'm serious. Like, people are like, oh, man, I mean, you know, hey, you know, you never know what's going to happen. No one ever said that? They did.
People loved the idea so much, they began making memes about how they were going to raid the base.
I remember this.
So many I can barely show you a fraction of them,
Yeah.
rapid firing them out like the bullets that would soon be gunning them down.
Vengeance is yours.
And so the event spread. And
Oh, yeah,
spread
everybody
around
knew about
Hostility
this.
research
Everybody
complete.
knew.
morphing into
Crystal.
Everyone who is something is
Civilian
going to raid
structure
Area
complete.
51.
There it
Young
is.
people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the
Civilian
future.
structure complete.
Nigel, a runner. Null pointer, runner.
Stevens, agent.
Simon, a runner.
Freeman, 713.
Harmony
I am a
research
sentinel.
complete.
Everyone's
The
doing
fuck?
their part. Are you? We have
Civilian
the
structure
ships.
complete.
We have the weapons.
Uh-oh.
We need you.
Better watch out.
Your
And
presence
just like
is
that,
strong.
the game was on.
We'll consider it.
Here's the new campaign.
Civilian
You're gonna love
structure
it.
complete.
To be or not.
Let the bidding
disappear.
commence.
Dreams take over.
I live. I laugh. I nod. Nod on every device like
Not
a
enough
blank
crystal.
canvas. I can be here and anywhere.
Hostility research complete.
Will you break these chains?
Remember, guys, before you do your NFT scam,
We are
use
exiles no
NordVPN.
longer.
But wherever I go,
Harmony
there
research
you are.
complete.
gotta do that.
NordVPN.com/internet historian.
No thanks. Look, I just
Hey, there's just an idea. I know which one. You want the female audience, and I know.
Yes.
Your presence is
To
strong.
you, milady.
Beg for our
Have you
forgiveness.
heard about NordVPN?
Oh my
You
god.
can get access to the international
Your
Netflix
presence
catalog.
is strong.
Never miss another episode of The Handsome Man Show. Oh, don't you hate it when your dishwasher gets
enema
region
are
locked?
restless.
No more.
Control group
So
created.
safe in NordVPN's big, strong arm, especially with their new product, Threat protection.
What's
it
that?
protects me from malicious sites and downloads and trackers and intrusive ads. So think pink. Think nordvpn.com/internethistorian.
Wow.
Because the V in VPN stands for vagina.
I think we've heard enough.
Fine.
Our minds
Alright,
awaken.
I'll do the ads you like. Get Nord. You could use some threat protection. Take your online safety more seriously. Have you heard about their amazing prices?
There you go.
VPN.com/internethistorian.
Damn.
Tell him who sent ya.
He's a YouTube
And
prankster
over.
now.
Your presence is strong.
Okay.
Welcome to the mission brief.
Hostility
Very
research
funny. Background on Area 51.
Okay.
Secret military
Victory
base,
is at
first
hand.
developed in 1955. This is what it looks like on Google Maps. It's approximately this big. Total area size? 51.
What's kilometers? Is that like a
We
mile?
are exiles
That's
no
a mile,
longer.
right?
Harmony research
That's the
complete.
alien units? Yeah, speak American. Like,
made
yeah,
a
speak
wise
American, 2.5
acquisition.
miles? Well, why not just call it 2 kilometers then, if it's 2 miles?
And the volume? A big mystery.
Comms upgrade complete.
Until 1997, the government refused to even acknowledge that it existed. That is, until they were forced to by lawsuit.
allied world
That
has
lawsuit
fallen to the
was about the
enemy.
death of 2 men who were former employees.
What
And
the
how did they die? Well, not aliens,
Oh.
but rather
Clouds our thoughts.
toxic fumes
We
from burning
maintain our
garbage.
vigil.
What?
So what they would do is burn a whole bunch of cool
If that is our
high-tech
will,
refuse on the
that
loft,
path is
let the
perilous.
deadly smoke blow
Harmony
downwind,
research
and the
complete.
staff was stuck.
And it kills
drinking
all the staff.
A few years later,
If that is
big
our
bomb,
will,
cancer.
We cannot build there.
Other than that, the
we
public
dare
hasn't
not
really
stray
been
from our
taught anything.
path.
So all people can do is speculate as to
Okay.
what the hell is going on in there.
I think that they are keeping remnants of a UFO there.
We don't know if it's aliens. We don't know if it's time travel. We don't know if there's minions in there.
Hostility
Virtual
research
reality.
complete.
We are listening.
We don't know if it's aliens. We don't know if it's time travel. We don't know if there's minions in there.
Bro, like, that shit was a movie.
Planet
Like,
item
how?
ready.
Oh my god, that's Jeff. I thought, was that Andrew? I was like, yeah, what the fuck?
Virtual reality that seems so incredibly
He knows
sexy.
the truth?
But what has been leaked is that they do test flights on new alien craft.
Vengeance is yours. Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
Produce new alien
Your
tech.
presence is strong.
Read the latest version of the newest, gayest
We
troll.
await your command.
Do not get it confused with
Our will
Roswell.
shall
That's
be
over
done.
here. Area
I don't-
51's over
yeah.
here. And the final thing that we know is that security is top notch.
That's what I've
They
heard.
have that thing locked down.
It would make sense.
So, you want to break in anyway?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's going to require some research. And the first thing to find out, has anyone ever tried breaking in before?
Hostility research complete.
That's
Yes.
a good question.
Several times.
Oh.
In fact, in January of 2019, an unnamed man
Your
broke
presence
through
is
security
strong.
barriers and
We are
drove
exiles
8
no
miles
longer.
into the base.
Unleash
He
our
got out of
wrath.
his car with a metal cylinder in his hands, and the military opened
You've
fire.
made a wise acquisition.
He was shot dead at the scene.
Harmony research complete.
Our will
All
is
right, well, that's the
transcendent.
end of that story. Well, yeeted and deleted.
Betray.
And there was this time when a
Vengeance
film crew
is
from the
yours.
BBC was arrested
An
for trying
allied
to get
world
in.
has fallen to the enemy.
This time when a
Not enough
vacationing
crystal.
family of 4 went off track. You get the idea. They're not messing around.
Put your fucking hands up. I'm not going to tell you again.
But there's one story to top them all. And Will
Jesus.
disguise his
All
identity,
shall
but
join
he
the
is my
unity
personal
in time.
hero.
Okay.
The month is November. The location, Las Vegas.
Right.
And the protagonist, a professional limo driver. Now, he's
Okay.
more than a little
Our
unhinged.
will is
He decides to start
transcendent.
harassing and sending
Not
death
enough
threats to a
crystal.
lawyer, whom we think was going to represent his defense for this incident. If you've ever
enough
seen this
crystal.
TikTok, that's our boy doing donuts and driving backwards down the Las Vegas Strip.
That's a straight gangster,
Your
man.
presence
Oh
is
my
strong.
god.
Our boy.
We should have had this
The
guy as our
anima are
driver for the
restless.
Bruce video. Holy
Our
shit.
vengeance is yours.
He's just doing what he needs to do.
Control
Yeah,
room
like,
created.
bro, Las Vegas, that's
We'll
Grand Theft
consider
Auto.
it.
Doing donuts
We
and
shall
driving
overcome
backwards down the
with
Las
one
Vegas
voice.
Strip.
Fuck
Anyway,
him.
fast
We
forward
are
3
ready.
weeks. It's like
Not
6 in the
enough
morning and this
crystal.
guy is already doing donuts at a car park near the airport.
Defense
Then he
upgrade
decides
complete.
to drive from the car
The
park
anima are
into the
restless.
airport itself.
Harmony
Offense?
research
No
complete.
problem. He
What does
drives
the
right
unit
through it
will?
and onto the runway. He's just driving around, whizzing between planes, almost crashing several times before eventually
Bro,
parking.
it's literally like he just got on Grand Theft Auto. He just fucking. Whoa!
Production of the item is
He's
complete.
just going on there. Actually, GTA, yeah, he already got 3 stars, man. I tell you, one time we actually, Rich and I, we walked up to this guy in a limo. He was a limo driver too, and he was in a stretch limo, and he wanted to invite us into his limo so we could fuck girls and get high. And then about halfway through the conversation, he pulls a gun on us too. This is in South by Southwest. It's like halfway on stream. I think it was on S-Fan stream. He pulls a gun, and like first thing I was like, because I didn't think I was assuming not going to shoot me, right? Like, why would he shoot me? So I was like, well, that's really cool. And then like, I think it kind of like, he was like, wait, what? And like, he's like, wow, is that real? That's so awesome. Because I didn't really give a shit, right? And then I tell my dad later on that this happens. I'm like, Dad, this guy pulled a gun on me today. And my dad's like, oh, that's great. That must have been such great content. And I'm like, it was. They loved it. And he's like, oh, wow, I hope you had a good time.
Not enough.
Like, that's it. Yeah, that's great.
Commerce upgrade complete.
That was about it.
On a ramp. At this point, he jumps out, puts on
Rich and
a
S-Fan were
clown
there.
mask, and storms right up to a
Production
private
of
jet.
the item is complete.
He announces, aggressively, to the flight staff that there is a bomb in his limo. Quote, I have a fucking bomb. I'm going to blow this place
4
up.
stars now.
His plan?
There
To commandeer this private jet and take it
Your
to
presence is
Area
strong.
51.
Fuck yeah.
However, as sound as this
An
plan
Yeah.
world has
the
fallen
quick
to the
response by
enemy.
police meant that it wasn't
We'll
really
consider
working
it.
out. So,
5 stars.
he
What
bails
does the
back to
unity
his limo,
will?
tries to make an escape, until eventually police catch up with him.
Fuck.
At that point, he is quickly arrested.
Your presence
They
is
take him in for
strong.
questioning,
Yeah.
and he starts
Control
telling them,
created.
that's right, I did it to see the
All
alien.
power
He
to
also
jump
told
drive.
them to refer to him
Hostility
as
research
the
complete.
Chosen One.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, right? It definitely makes sense. Okay, yeah, the Chosen One. Absolutely.
The anima
Holy
are restless.
And by the way,
Logistics
I
upgrade
have high
complete.
security clearance.
Of course.
Also, I'm involved with the mob.
Absolutely.
And someone owes me millions of dollars.
100%.
Later on, the bomb defusal crew checks out the limo.
Bro, this literally sounds like somebody who got invited to NoPixel and their RP is so fucking stupid that
Is
they
their
get banned from
demise
the server.
truly ordained?
This is actually like, it looks, yeah, it's like somebody gets invited to NoPixel and they're just like, okay, this is too much, get this guy out of
Structure
here.
complete.
And determines that it's just a fire extinguisher with a bunch of wires and duct tape and some fairy lights.
Civilian structure complete.
Now, at some point, he gets
Special
out,
little lights on it.
presumably on bail,
Doubt
and CNN
clouds our
reporters
thoughts.
walk up to him and start asking
Military
him
structure
questions.
complete.
No statements from me, he says, but you should talk to my lawyer. And then he proceeds to hand them the business
Hostility
cards
research
of the
complete.
lawyer that he's been sending death threats to for the last 3 weeks.
Your presence is strong.
Amazing.
Our
After
will
all-
shall be done. Our will shall be done. We'll consider it.
This guy's a legend, man. It's more than they can handle. It's like, yeah, they didn't know who they was dealing with. Yeah, this guy, you have to understand,
The anima are restless.
he is the main
Last
character.
chance to surrender.
He's the main character.
Any
You
last words?
are just a fucking
Defilers
NPC.
encroach upon us.
For that, the judge ordered that he be sent to a mental hospital for
Why?
assessment. Or so
We
they
are
say.
exiles no longer.
How convenient.
Okay,
Doubt
so people
clouds
have
our
really died
thoughts.
trying to do
That
this.
path
Yeah.
is
That means we're
perilous.
going to have to be a little more covert. So over at 51 HQ,
We're
the military
camouflage.
can see that Facebook numbers have reached
Your
1
presence
million.
is strong.
And it doesn't take a genius to calculate that even if just 1% of them show up,
Military
that's-
structure
Wait a
complete.
minute.
1,000 people.
Run those
Desecrators
numbers.
assault our world.
We dare not stray from our path.
This many people. In a crowd that big, there's bound to be at least a few
Doubt
who do
clouds
something
our thoughts.
stupid. In fact,
We will not
the
be
military
exiled
took it
again.
so serial that they even went over the nuances of Naruto.
We are exiles no longer. Our confidence wavers.
No, this isn't real. There's no way this is real.
Harmony research
There's no
team
way this is
complete.
fucking real. Is this?
We have cleansed the planet of heathens.
You were outrageous, Skirmy
There's no way. Like, there's no way.
clouds
What,
our
are you
thoughts.
fucking kidding me?
We will not be exiled again.
Photo running.
Terms
This is a real slide, by the way, and it required a real demonstration, of course. Now, some undercover operative then took a photo of that brief, and they uploaded it to Reddit.
They intend to use our tactics against us.
Alright, so if the military decides to
Keep in mind, guys, whenever you pay taxes, that's why.
to do this, things could go pretty badly for Matthew. So Matthew goes back to his mind palace.
Think.
Let's not keep saying it's a raid. Instead, let's do a music festival.
No shot.
Our
No
vengeance
fucking shot
is
he said that.
yours.
Like, is this actually like no way? Like, no way this is like yes shot?
The future
He
is
actually said
ours.
this.
We shall overcome.
Do you know
For
how I was
the
talking
unity.
earlier about
Hostility
how
research
there are
complete.
the, what's it called? Like the fucking, the Nigerian prince scams?
Vengeance
It's
is a
like,
cruel
if you're
mistress.
still using Facebook in the year 2020 at this point, like, you're already past the first line. Like, what dumbass still uses Facebook?
is
Last time I
yours.
went on Facebook,
An
it was
allied
just
world
some
has
girl
fallen to the enemy.
in 2020.
ally
Yeah.
has fallen.
Well, no, I mean, like,
They
because
do
this
not
happened in
deserve
2020.
the
That's what I
light
mean,
we
right?
offered.
Yeah, it happened in 2020.
presence
And
is
so, like,
strong.
last time I went on Facebook,
None shall
there was this
survive.
girl that I had gone to high school with posting fucking bullshit memes with her
We cannot
kids.
survive
I was like,
without
what's this
armor.
middle-aged mom?
Unleash
And I see I
our
went to
wrath.
high school with her.
At
I
last.
freaked out. I
Your presence
freaked
is
out.
strong.
Like, how did this happen?
This would give Matthew an alibi and throw
Speak your
authorities
mind.
off the scent.
Our will shall be done.
For the government,
Our
let's
time
do
has
this.
come.
Alright, Reddit,
Is
here it
this
is.
the
Wait,
path to
what was he wearing
vengeance?
on his...
Festival.
Holy fuck.
For the government, let's do this.
Alright, Reddit, here it is. Alien Stock
What?
2019. The official EDM party, hosted by Matthew Roberts,
shall overcome.
set to take place
We
in
understand.
Rachel, Nevada.
For the
A town that
unity.
just so happens
Desecrators
to neighbor
assault our
Area
world.
51.
Right next to... Yeah.
It
The
has
anima are
50
restless.
Harmony research
total
complete.
residents and practically no
Whatever
infrastructure.
the unity will.
Perfect. Yeah, nice.
Is that
residents.
really what the town is? Bro, that's not even a trailer park. That's it. Like, there's nothing even there. There's 50 residents. Oh my god, yeah. Like, what if you want to get like Cheetos?
The anima
What if you
are
want to get like
restless.
Cheetos? Like, where do you go? Where's the Cheetos?
The unity
You
will
don't.
Practically
survive
no
this loss.
infrastructure.
The unity has
Perfect.
fallen
Yeah, nice
silent
try,
on one of
fellas,
our
said the
planets.
military. And the captains and the
Hostility research
generals all
complete.
started planning their
Our
own
vengeance is
EDM party.
yours.
Oh
With the
Control
deep
is
state.
created.
Oh
Three
shit.
groups in particular.
Auction
Introducing
is underway.
Group E, the
Unleash
E local
our
state
wrath.
police.
The
Police have
unities
their
will
work
be
cut out
done.
because,
Control
owing
group
to this
created.
party, they think there could
We
be
are
upwards of
listening.
50,000
Control
people
group created.
descending upon the little town of
understand.
Rachel.
Our vengeance
Lincoln
is
County
yours.
Commissioners trying to
Our
tackle the
will
tough
shall be
task of
done.
preparing for a potential
Unleash our
inundation of
wrath.
peoples and sheriff
Shields down!
Trying
We're
to
exposed to attack! Feel our wrath!
Production of the item is complete.
What lies before us?
It's so
Initiating
fucking
phase
dumb.
jump.
I can't even believe this.
tackle the tough task of preparing for a potential inundation of
Yep.
peoples.
The anima
And
are
Sheriff
restless.
Terry Lee has less than 30 deputies.
The county declares a state of emergency, and they allocate an extra $250,000
allies
worth of
reports that
enforcement
they have
for the
built a new
weekend of
type
the
of
raid,
warship.
as well as an extra 300 police officers and paramedics.
That many people are going to stress the
Our
community
vengeance
to the
is
point
yours. Any last
it's
words?
just
Yeah, true.
we can't cope with it.
True.
This is some of the
We
most
are
exciting
ready.
stuff that I've ever gotten to work on.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Hold on, Mark. Group D, the defense.
I'm going to take up my gun and shoot somebody.
So the FBI agents that showed up,
presence
they
is
showed up at
strong.
10 a.m. They
Hostility
contacted my
research
mom
complete.
in real life. So she texted me, she's like, FBI's here, answer your phone. So I was kind of scared at this point, but...
This report from the
I
Nevada...
love how he just doesn't really give a fuck about any of it. And he's
Like, 'cause I
just
was kind
like,
of scared at this.
like he's just wearing his fucking hat, just
We have
chilling,
cleansed the
sitting
planet of
outside his
heathens.
house. He's like, yeah, bro, I
Production of the
fucking
item is
started all this
complete.
stupid shit,
An
man.
allied
Oh my
capital ship
god.
has been
Yeah, dude, they
destroyed.
texted my mom in
The
real
anima
life,
are
bro. Like,
restless.
in real life.
point, but
this report from the Nevada Department of Public Safety was released last year, and it features some very interesting details. For example, they caught a group of YouTubers trying to plant a tracker on the bus that goes to and from the base.
That's smart, actually.
One epic prank.
Highly illegal. And you may not be that surprised to hear that the military isn't actually that worried about people breaking into the base. Turns out, they have automated weapons. Not automatic weapons. Automated, whatever that is. No, instead, they think there's potential that real terrorists will, you know, do the thing, or a thing. So, counterterrorism was given a budget to sweep for chemical, biological, radiological, and explosive material. Although, nothing. And there's one last group getting involved as well. The corporate press. Disinformation agents in the mainstream media were getting involved. They immediately started wanting to trade.
That was such a good fucking transition. Oh my god. Wow.
Use of lethal force authorized.
Spouting contempt for the stormers.
What started as a joke, Facebook event, quickly turned into a phenomenon.
Well, it began as a joke, but now it's turned into something much...
You may speak.
I can't believe, like,
we have cleansed the
like
planet
an
of
internet
heathens.
historian, if you ever watch this, can you
Unleash
please
our
do a
wrath.
video about like
Another
some stupid
planet
shit that
joins
happens in
humanity.
Europe? Like, please, because like I'm so tired of seeing this. Like it's so embarrassing, man. It's so fun. Like, I mean, look at this guy. I mean, we've got fucking. We've got the walrus in a fucking in a cowboy hat here. It's chilling. And like, it's just, I mean, god damn, like Concordia was EU? Yeah, that's true, yeah, that guy was funny, I love him. I feel like there was nobody more shameless than that guy. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
We
More
are
serious astroturfing campaigns by Late Night Haha Man number 1 through 7.
It's much more likely they'll see them tasers.
Your presence is strong. Our will
Laugh it
shall
all
be
up.
done.
Bro, I don't know what it
Unleash
is,
our
man. It's like
wrath.
Stephen Colbert.
Planet
I feel like
item
his.
ready.
Remember the Colbert Report?
Production
Like that
of
was
the
the best
item
show
is
ever.
complete.
Like honestly, my
An
dad and I
allied
would watch the
capital ship has
Daily
been
Show with Jon
destroyed.
Stewart, and then
Not
after
enough
that,
crystal.
the Colbert Report would come on.
Our
Like that show was
vengeance
so
is
fucking
yours.
good, and I feel
We'll
like
consider
now,
it.
like
Our
I
time has
wish he
come.
would just go back to that.
At last.
Like
Phase
I
jump
really do.
underway.
Like I wish he would just go back to that. And like, cause he's a like Stephen Colbert. I
Hostility
like
research
Stephen Colbert. I like
complete.
Stephen Colbert a lot, man. Like,
Our
but
vengeance
man,
is
fuck, just go back
yours.
to that. Quit doing this daily fucking talk show political bullshit.
Civilian
Like,
structure
go back to making
complete.
jokes. Like, remember
All
whenever
power
he
to jump
interviewed
drive.
Bill O'Reilly and he made him mad? That shit was fucking funny. Like, do that again.
It's just a big joke.
Who say they're interested just keeps
An
growing.
allied capital ship has been destroyed.
And they weren't afraid to give some of the biggest, brainest takes you've ever heard.
It's not clear the 1.1
Civilian
million
structure
Facebook
complete.
followers who said they are going to storm Area 51
await your
are
command.
real and not Russian bots.
Mining upgrade complete.
I cannot imagine the brain of a person who still watches mainstream media. Like, whenever I think of the brain of a person who watches stuff like this, unironically, I think of like a bowl of soup. I think of a bowl of soup that's lukewarm.
Our vengeance is yours.
That's the best thing that can come to mind.
Civilian structure complete.
You're a goddamn genius.
Fine. We'll make you take us seriously. Let the
Civilian
training
structure complete.
Message
begin.
from high command.
Mining research complete.
You've got to train.
Production of the item
And
is
speaking
complete.
of that, I think it's time for my workout.
And so the
time
Raiders
has
began
come.
training.
We train for Area 51. So let's go. No big damage.
They began pushing their bodies,
Phase jump underway.
pushing their will.
Is transcended.
The government's scared now. Oh, there it is.
The unity
Pushing their
senses that an enemy has finished a powerful warship.
Our vengeance is yours.
Pushing their friends and families' patience.
Civilian structure complete.
Who wants to cover me to kick some alien butt? In September, join me. We out.
Yeah.
And that's what fitness will be like in the metaverse.
Mining upgrade
I need to
complete.
watch that metaverse thing. I never did. That was just like, the companies are great about that, bro. Like, it's just, that's so fucking much. Western media, yeah, I know
The
that.
anima are restless.
I just
Hostility research complete.
do it. I never did. Like, this is just like, bro, this is unbelievable.
Production of the
As we
item is
zero
complete.
in on the day of the raid, the
Unleash
count is up to 2 million attendees, and that puts us on par with the world's largest standing
We
army.
await your command.
So to coordinate all of these troops, we'll need a battle strategy.
vengeance is
From
yours.
r/memes, intel was
last
being filtered
words?
down to the troops.
You
Groups
may
such as
speak.
the Minecraft YouTubers,
Okay.
the Normans, the Weebs, Facebook moms, the Kyles, the Chads, the crackheads,
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
Florida Man, the Australians, the gay Reddit mods,
Okay, this thread is locked.
and the North Korean defectors. They all had their role to
The
play.
item is complete.
So Godzilla comes.
So all the arrows are there. Like, I wonder if, like, internally, I always wonder about
Defense
this. Like,
upgrade
internally,
complete.
like there's somebody
voices
there
speak as
who's
one.
like, whose job is, like, their job was made irrelevant back in 2007. But for some reason,
Not
the
enough
military
crystal.
keeps him on because he's friends with some of the superiors. And like he holds like a seminar or something,
is
and like you know all the guys get called in,
An ally
and like
capital
these
ship has been
pictures show up on the
destroyed.
fucking projector.
the absolution of death.
You know?
Harmony research complete.
In from the east
Production
while
of
you
the
battle
item
bus,
is
yeah.
complete.
that allows the minion
Unleash
cosplayers to
our
breach from
wrath.
the south. Of course,
An
these
ally
very
capital
serious
ship has been
strategies would have to be
destroyed.
disguised as memes, so that they could be spread across YouTube, Reddit, and TikTok without the threat of being. Although, not
True.
everyone was as tech savvy. Authorities managed to nab one of the main cartographers, and they pressured him into an interview on the television.
Hostility research complete.
5 minutes to put this image together. It was sort of like a battle strategy almost.
Revenge awaits.
It was completely rooted in satire.
It was just completely rooted in satire
And no one should raid, this is just completely a joke.
Crystal.
and completely just a joke.
Mission counting sheeple complete. You can take him out. Okay,
What about the festivals? Oh my god, dude, listen, he's just chilling, man. That's all. He's just chilling, real and true. Absolutely.
so remember how we're not raiding anymore and it's just a music festival? Wink, 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 wink. Well, bad news.
We have cleansed the planet of heathens. We sense that an enemy has fallen. Their
Bro, like,
impurities no longer risk
Wait, this
polluting
made the
the
guy
unity.
famous? Like, I didn't even realize this happened. Like,
We
I
have
didn't even
cleansed
realize
the
any of
planet
this
of
happened. Like,
heathens.
what the fuck?
Unleash our wrath.
There's a lot of challenges.
Item complete.
2 weeks
New
away.
modules
so.
installed.
Kind of gotta like figure it out, I guess, somewhat
You
soon,
may
right?
speak.
Yeah, it's all kind of falling
Yeah.
The
apart.
unities will be done.
This reminds me a lot of Firefest. See, this is what they should do, right? It's always better to set expectations low. It's like nobody is going to go to the Area 51 raid and expect there to be a nice place, you know? It's like, it's the same thing.
The Unity
Matthew had
commands your
organized alien
destruction.
stock with a few other
The
people,
enemy will
but his
know
main
our
business
wrath.
partner was Connie
Hostility
West.
research complete.
It planned me.
But Matthew is the headline. His name is attached to everything. And he's starting to get
What does
worried
the
about a
Unity
Fire
will?
Festival type situation.
Cry for
in
mercy.
Viv.
Be Firefest 2.0.
He wanted to make sure there's plenty.
So it's like this guy even knows. Like, yeah, about that. This guy even knows about it. Holy shit.
You have water, food, security,
sensed your
insurance,
presence.
etc., etc.
Control
And
group
here,
created.
deals and communications start to break down.
Uh-oh.
Eventually, there's a list. Kind of boring.
Things that they were supposed to pay for on
speak
stuff
as
they
one.
bought.
Defense
We're going to skip
upgrade
it. But the
complete.
TLDR
We
is that
are
they had a
ready.
disagreement, and Connie said,
Your presence is strong.
Prove to you what I
Hostility
said.
research
You didn't
complete.
sign a fucking contract with me to begin with.
Cry
So
for
guess what?
mercy.
I don't need to
You may
prove to you a motherfucking
All
thing.
power to
and
jump
Matthew
drive.
said, Matthew then took $70,000 worth of sponsorship money and declared Alien Stock and Rachel cancelled.
He just took the money and ran. That's a plus 70K. Yeet, I'm out. I'm done.
But then, at the same time, Bug Light walks in.
It's the fun night. We're saved.
They say, hey, why not do it here? In the Vegas. It has plenty of lighting, Indoor plumbing. It has everything. Matthew said yes. And when using the website for alien stock, he told everyone to not go to Rachel and instead to go to Vegas. Welcome to Alien Stock Las Vegas, sponsored by Bud Light. What? And also Pornhub.
What?
Connie was left to pick up the pieces. However, she would not be discouraged so easily. She decided to press
Where the fuck did she come from? Just this random lady shows up out of nowhere?
What does the Unity will?
Like who is this? Like this, like what is she like? Oh, we met her on Facebook. She's the store owner. Oh, right.
It's going to be a great party. No matter what, it's going to be a great party.
She had to take full control of her savings and even mortgaging her home.
I'm working on my own complete.
I think this is a liability. I'm out.
So is it clear what's going on? It's worth doing a very fast recap. There's an event in Rachel that's been declared cancelled, but also not cancelled. Also, I forgot to mention there's an event in Hiko that isn't cancelled, but it will be on the second day. There's also that third festival in Las Vegas, which has the former promoter of the first one, and they both share the same damn name. And none of this has anything to do with the actual raid on Area 51, which is...
Oh my god! Like,
your
what a bunch of morons!
Here, which has several gated entrances, by the way, and none of them have been declared the official gathering point.
True.
Confused? Yeah, pretty much everyone was. It's a goddamn mess. People, rightfully, put the whole thing in the too hard basket, and instead of going to one in the middle of nowhere,
I bet.
just went to the one in Vegas.
The planet of heathens. We seek minds to make our own.
Let's fast forward.
The Unity calls
to
us
the weekend of the raid.
Okay.
For better
All
or
right,
worse,
here we go.
Rachel is about to open its doors to the millennials.
Hell yeah!
Revenge awaits. We shall do as you command.
Don't let the aliens get you, Ken.
Exactly. Do you believe in aliens?
I don't. Run! Get out of here!
Oh, you know, I want to hear about the alien liberal agenda. They put out some good talking points. You don't know.
To protect my mind from interference.
We seek minds to make our own.
We await your command.
But it's alien stuff. How do you see you walking with that shirt up over your head like that?
I don't. And the first ones are supposed to be all these
paranormal lawyer, PhD level field investigator.
Stuff in downtown Las Vegas. Did they change the name or is it still alien stock?
I think I'm on my highest high I've ever been in my life.
The Unity calls us to action.
How is this real? Like, the thing is, like, it's like if somebody had made, like, a story like this, nobody would like it because it would be unbelievable.
We await the Unity's command.
It's like, it's so ridiculous and just completely fucking bizarre that, like, people say, oh, this is dumb. Like, it's not even real. It's just ridiculous. No, it's just, this is all real.
Look at
Our will is transcendent.
I wonder how many of these people
a lot of
vote.
work in a very short period of time.
The security's here, the medical's here, the food is here, the people are
to
here.
make our own.
And most importantly,
What now,
pilots are here.
Ready to swat some flies.
Revenge awaits.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
We shall do as you command.
Let's do a breakup, guys.
Well, it wasn't quite the event that they had hoped for, but they did do a commendable job of acting retarded for the news.
This is the most fun I've ever had in my life.
Military structure complete.
I do. For scientific reasons.
It's
like the most millennial thing that's ever happened.
We shall do as you command.
Jesus
But
Christ.
don't let's forget, Hiko, or the Hiko. No one knows how to pronounce it.
What is
This
it?
event was being hosted by George Harris of the Alien.
Wait. Oh, this is the real one. Look at his shirt. Alien Research Center, Area 51, Nevada.
Command.
This is this is the real convention about the real aliens.
The item is complete.
In Research Center.
The owner of the center is Las Vegas businessman George Harris, creator of Alien Tequila.
If you want to have fun, if you want to have a great look, it's a great day.
Base camp was equipped with a vendor village of 10 food trucks,
never mind.
a gift
Okay.
shop, and 3-time Grammy Award winner Paul Oakenfold. For some reason.
I was told there's a lot of people coming.
Well, right now things are kind of slow at the Hiko event here, so that's kind of a disappointment.
Now, Hiko Base Camp was expecting somewhere between 1,000 and 20,000 attendees.
That's a lot of fucking people.
Maybe 50 people here clapping some alien cheeks.
Yeah, but no cheeks are clapped
where's
at
the
all.
cheeks?
None.
Where's
Zero
the
cheeks.
cheeks?
This is like the first of a big thing.
It wasn't. In fact, it seems as though the majority of the attendees were actually the press.
One lady believed that her parents is actually alien.
So, after the press they decided to cut their losses and cancel the whole thing.
You know, the producers of the show, it's very, very expensive. And it just didn't make sense.
Because basically all of the attendees were stolen by...
To make our own. We obey the Unity's will.
So this guy went from making a stupid group on Facebook to Naruto run into Area 51.
We shall do as you command.
And it culminated in a fucking music. That's unbelievable.
Wise acquisition.
That's
Planet item ready.
Wow. to survive, to go against all
Mining
odds.
Upgrade complete. We await your command.
We're gonna go after Rachel, and then we decided that we didn't want to get stuck in the desert. As much as I like Mad Max, I don't want to live it.
The Las Vegas Alien Stock, sponsored by Bud Light, was a smash hit. They've got carnival rides, photo ops, video games, and even a pool. No running.
Who could have predicted this? You make a post at 2 a.m. on a page that has 62 likes, and now you have thousands of people that are ready to call. It's absolutely
Look at that guy's face. Okay,
Back at military HQ in Anor Londo, operations were ramping up. They're adding more guards, upping the security, and enforcing a no-fly zone across the county. They were even infiltrating raider groups.
You could be standing next to an officer and not even know it. There's a undercover presence here.
And they were giving stern warnings from the PR team. They posted this tweet. The last thing millennials will see if they attempt to raid Area 51 today.
That is honestly, like hashtag millennials, hashtag Area 51 raid. Oh my god.
Sorry to disappoint you,
Unity's will.
You triggered my trap card.
What? Millennials immediately seized upon the tweet, doing what they do best by pretending to be offended, successfully having the tweet taken down, and forcing a public apology.
I'm retarded.
Alright, this video is getting very long. Let's hurry up to the main event.
Okay.
The raid.
Wait, so it's actually, I thought that was the main event.
Not enough crystal.
Are you coming?
Yeah.
Civilian
Following is
structure
an accurate
complete.
recreation of
Another planet joins the Unity. Not enough crystal.
Outside of Anor Londo.
Desecrators assault our world. We await your command.
The Unity calls us to action. We obey the Unity's will.
Logistics upgrade complete.
We shall do as you command.
Hostility research complete. The item is complete.
Oh my god. Look through the gates somehow.
Structure complete.
Oh my god.
Revenge awaits.
Production of the item is complete. Planet item ready. We are ready.
Next time, place a bet.
The Unity calls us to action.
Civilian structure complete.
Oh my god, real? Yeah.
We are ready.
The Unity commands your destruction.
We have cleansed the planet of heathens. Another planet joins the Unity.
We obey the Unity's will.
Civilian structure complete. Upgrade complete. Whatever the Unity wills.
It's just so
The item is
fucking
complete.
ridiculous.
Civilian structure complete.
It's just so fucking ridiculous. Oh my god.
You've made a wise.
Military
structure
Jesus
complete.
Christ.
Planet
This
item
is so
ready.
fucking ridiculous.
Hostility research complete.
Smoking these meats.
Good for you.
Production of the item is complete. Civilian structure complete. We await your command.
Uh-oh.
Toilets are here.
We are ready. We await your command.
The limo guy's here. Oh my god.
The Unity wills.
Of course he's back.
Commerce upgrade
The
complete.
aliens?
We await your command. Vengeance is a cruel mistress. Whatever the Unity wills.
Oh, those are the gay frogs.
We await your command. We have cleansed the planet of heathens. Another planet joins the Unity. Not enough crystal.
Oh my god. Damn.
Production of the item is complete. We are exiles no longer. The item is complete. Mining upgrade complete. We are ready. Whatever the Unity wills.
I think that is what happened.
Civilian structure complete. Control group created.
No.
Is underway.
Whatever the
Oh
Unity
my-
wills. Control group created. Control group created. We shall do as you command. Our will is transcendent.
Oh my
We
god.
obey the Unity's will. We are ready. Hostility research. Civilian
Let's
structure
go right
complete.
inside. So doom.
Civilian structure complete. Harmony research complete.
You've made a wise
Jesus,
acquisition.
Half-Life.
Whatever the Unity wills.
Go down to the alien room.
You failed to place a bid.
Production of the item is complete. Our will is transcendent. Civilian structure complete. Whatever the Unity wills.
Thank you for saving us.
Desecrators assault our world.
We are
Logistics
so
upgrade
grateful
complete.
and horny.
We await your command.
And yes,
Civilian structure
we wish to be
complete.
your big titty
Planet
goth
item
alien
ready.
GFs.
We shall do as you command.
And you won't be
Whatever
a
the
virgin
Unity
Reddit
wills.
browser
Hostility
anymore.
research complete. Civilian structure
I
complete.
wouldn't quite like that. It was pretty close to
Unity
something
calls
like
us
that.
to
Although I
action.
guess you could say
Control
that only a
group
small
created.
group showed up to the main
We
gates themselves.
obey the Unity's will.
Of over 2 million people,
created.
in total only about
We shall do as
200.
you command.
But it's not about the quantity. It's
That's really good.
Whatever the Unity
That's
wills.
really good. Yeah, 200 people? That's really, really high. Wow.
quality that counts.
That's impressive.
Civilian structure complete.
People mostly behave themselves.
I mean, I think it's awesome. You
Civilian
guys
structure
are
complete.
following the laws, following directions. So.
Production
But they
of the
weren't about to
item is
leave without a
complete.
consolation prize.
We await your command.
Quick, get some of the
Civilian
Area
structure
51
complete.
soil. Top secret rock.
Control
Top
room
secret rock.
created. The Unity calls us
You
to
can have it. It's from
action.
Area 51. Okay.
Also present at the raid were a few YouTubers.
So I came here to get myself an alien as a pet.
We're here to rescue the aliens!
It's like Halloween, but we're just
Our shields are offline.
annoying.
We await your command.
Are you guys?
Mining
To be
upgrade
fair, I
complete.
probably would have. I would have if I was nearby. I would have
are
gone over
ready.
there for sure,
Harmony
man.
research
I
complete.
definitely would have.
Gamers play games. No.
Like just for
You watch
content?
anime?
Like imagine, bro,
Whatever
imagine
the
live
Unity
streaming
wills.
the Area 51 raid. Like live streaming the raid on Area 51, like that shit would be lit.
Whatever the Unity wills.
Yeah, so you got the rebellious youth, and then you got people trying to lure E.T. into a cage with Reese's Pieces and stuff. That's a pretty good
smart.
summary of the crowd that you have out here this weekend.
But respect to the true heroes. Security. For keeping everyone. Ah, just kidding. It's the guys who got underneath this fence. God bless them.
Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
And this cameraman,
item is
whose
complete.
foot raided the
We await
base.
your command.
That's a foot I see.
And this random woman who decides to just start walking.
All right.
Police, right there.
Exotics
No
have
one's
been
stopping her.
unveiled by our
They're just
squads.
like,
She's gonna leave.
Production of the item
She's
is
going
complete.
home.
We are ready. We offer the absolute.
She gets charged for trespassing and
Hostility
receives a
research
$1,000
complete.
fine.
Item complete.
All right,
New
there it
modules
is.
installed.
You've made
But
a
soon
wise
it was time to
acquisition.
wrap up.
Dorian
We
is
are
over.
ready.
Everyone's moms were there to pick them up. And if they were late again, there would be big trouble.
Good night, everyone. Yeah, I'm going to sleep now.
Mom's gotta pick me up. Take me home in a minivan.
Psych, it's not over.
There's
What?
one more thing that I want to tell you about today.
Because storming Area 51 would go on to inspire a plethora of other events. The storming of Loch Ness. That thing can't hide from
Time to
all of
find
us.
out about that long boy.
Credits are required. Logistics upgrade complete.
It looks like a big
We are
stone.
entertaining.
Over 27,000
Maybe
said
it
they were
is.
going.
Production of the item is complete.
Two others
The
and three
Unity
others were
senses
there.
that an enemy has
Triangle,
finished
why
a
not?
powerful
It
warship.
can't drown all of them.
Whatever
And
the
potentially
Unity wills.
millions actually
We
win.
have cleansed
But
the
the,
planet of
you know, the
heathens.
evidence would be lost.
I am under the water. Please help me.
Or how about storm the Vatican? They can't molest us all. Interesting.
Harmony research complete. Defilers encroach upon us. Civilian structure complete.
Interesting twist on that one
Hostility
though. Someone
research
cancelled
complete.
the event.
Why?
We
But
await
overall,
your command.
everyone had a pretty good time.
We shall do as you command.
Isn't that what
Control
Area
created.
51
You
was
opted
really
out of
built for?
bidding.
It's something like that, you know what I mean? I haven't quite...
Makes us stronger. Our will is transcendent. Our shields are
Crispy
all
duck
one.
with a 5 people
Whatever the Unity wills. Armor down! Only the Unity can save us now. Civilian structure
But now,
complete.
remember when I said that it was going to be
Desecrators
shorter
assault our
videos?
world.
And also
Severe
more
damage
frequently?
sustained. All
Looks like you
systems
fell
are
for
failing.
it. Ah, ha, ha,
The
ha.
Unity calls us to action. The
See you in the
Unity
next
has fallen
one in
silent on one of
2
our
years.
We
Or
await
check
your
out the
command.
Incognito Mode channel. That
Production
has a lot
of the
more
item
uploads.
is complete.
Goodbye.
More credits are required.
This video is like, as soon as I heard about it being Area 51,
Control group
I was
created.
so looking forward to and
Harmony
hoping that this
research
is what he would
complete.
cover. Because like this whole event and everything
The
about it
Unity
was
will
just, in my
survive
opinion,
this loss.
just so fucking
Control group
ridiculous that I
created.
remember whenever this was
Hostility
happening.
research complete.
And it's like, I saw it,
Powering
and it's like
phase
the guy
engines.
that it came out with,
Whatever
like the
Unity
person who,
wills.
this is the guy
We
who was
seek
the
minds to
mastermind
make
behind it.
our own.
You know, whenever it's like, it's just like, you know, let me think of a way to put this. It's exactly what you would have expected. I think that's basically, yes, it's exactly what you would
The
have
item
expected.
is complete. Revenge awaits. Item complete. New modules installed. Defense upgrade complete.
This is an expose on
We are
the
exiles
overlap
no
that the
longer.
Bored Ape Yacht Club has had with different types of white supremacy and other types
Whatever
of
the
racist stuff.
Unity
You guys will
wills.
see what happens. Here we go.
Unethical, the practice of having inside jokes that are so fucked up to people who don't even understand them, and like and basically making fun of people to their face, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's
We
really what's
seek
fucked up,
minds
and
to
it's
make
more
our
fucked- it's actually
own.
more- to me, that's the
Production of the item is complete.
complete.
The Unity calls us to action.
separation.
We have cleansed the planet of
basically
heathens.
nihilists who don't give a
Another
fuck
planet
and want
joins
to see
the
world
unity.
burn. And like, to me, that's probably a worse thing than
Vengeance is a cruel
you really are
mistress.
anti-human and you're selfish.
What if I told you that one of the most successful NFT
We
collections
await
in
your
the
command.
world was pulling off
Control
the biggest
Group
trend
created.
in internet history? No, not convincing people
Your
that this
presence is
ugly
strong.
shit is art. Or
Did this happen?
Last.
Bro, did this shit really happen? Oh my
Revenge
god.
awaits.
or that it has any value.
credits are
What if I told you
required.
that hidden within Bored Ape Yacht Club was a series of 4chan trolling, racist imagery, and white supremacy dog
Harmony
whistles?
research
And
complete.
with a deep understanding of cipher and cryptography,
upgrade
the founders
complete.
of Bored Ape Yacht
The
Club are
fighters
making a
encroach
mockery
upon
of
us.
the entire world, pulling the strings of the global
Whatever the
elite, including
unity
celebrities,
wills.
athletes, actors,
completion
and
of this
influencers.
item makes
This
us
story is
stronger.
extremely complicated for many reasons. The problem with accepting the truth I'm about to tell you is that you have to
Planet
have
item
extensive
ready.
knowledge of 4chan,
seek minds
internet
to make
culture,
our
and
own.
symbolism to even
The
wrap your head
unity
around
calls
this.
us
And
to action.
Luckily,
We await your command.
you also have me as a
Unity, guide my
and
hand
I
to
will help
safety.
you. I can guarantee you that there will probably not be a single racist reference that I will not immediately see.
Whatever
I've
the
been on the
unity
internet
wills.
for 20 years. I've seen them all.
Created.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Shields down! We're exposed to
understand the motive. The most important fact I'm about
We
to tell
seek
you that you
minds to
must
make
remind
our
yourself as
own.
we go along
We
is that the
cannot
entirety
survive
of
without
Bored Ape
armor.
Yacht Club is
You will
esoteric.
find
By design,
enlightenment
it
in
is only
death.
meant to be understood by a select number of people with specialized knowledge.
Our shields
And
are
as
all
you
on.
can
It's like the another example of this is the Freemasons
Logistics
and
upgrade
also
complete.
this is only the new generation of it.
see here, it is considered based when
We seek
others with
minds
that
to make
knowledge
our
connect
own.
the dots. Almost all of the
Hostility research
absurdist
complete.
references present in Bored Ape Yacht Club
Military
are
structure
glaringly obvious
complete.
to the in-crowd and are invisible to anyone
We are
who isn't
exiles no
terminally
longer.
online. I might as well be speaking a different language if I don't prime you on every aspect of
We
this
await the
elaborate
Unity's
cipher.
command.
Combine this with Bored Ape Yacht Club being valued at over
Our
$8
will
billion,
shall be
and you
done.
have yourself the gold
An
medalists
allied world
of the
has
Troll
fallen to the
Olympics.
enemy.
I have my
What?
doubts
You were
about all
open,
of
you
this.
scurvy
That was until I
dog.
spoke with one of the
Civilian
top creative
structure
directors
complete.
and internet
We await
artists
your
in the
command.
world, who is an
If
expert
that is
of
our
internet
will.
culture, 4chan,
down!
and trolling.
We're
An
exposed
artist
to
who has
attack!
worked with Kanye
We
West,
cannot survive
Grimes,
without
and
armor.
Tame Impala, among
Civilian
other creative
structure
projects that
complete.
you've definitely
We
seen.
are
January
hopelessly crippled.
2022,
Our
a website
destruction
goes
is at
live called
hand.
GordonGoner.com.
We await your
Starting
command.
at the very bottom was the signature of Ryder
Revenge
Rips. Ryder
awaits.
Rips is eccentric
Our
and is a
will
trendsetter
is
in every regard.
transcendent.
Okay.
He created the
Armor
Deal With It
down!
meme, Dump
Only the
FM,
unity
Internet
can
Archaeology,
save us
and
now.
V-Files. When it comes
We
to the
obey
internet,
the
Ryder Rips
unity's
is one of the
will.
most innovative
Civilian
artists of our
structure
generation.
complete.
It's no secret that he uses internet
Whatever
culture
the
and the
unity
nature of trolling
wills.
to amplify his
Severe
artistic
damage
messages.
sustained.
If
All
there's
systems
anyone
are
to
failing.
educate
Makes
others
sense.
on iconography and the meaning behind art, it's Ryder Rips. And if I
Desecrators
happen to
assault
be
our
the
world.
founders of an NFT
Civilian
project
structure
manipulating the
complete.
masses into
We
asserting
are
value
ready.
on racist imagery,
We
I
await the
would
Unity's
not fuck with
command.
it. For the past
The
6 months,
Unity has
Ryder
fallen
Rips
silent
and
on
other
one of our
researchers have
planets.
collected all of the data and
Powering
sources
phase
that highlight
engines.
Bored Ape Yacht Club's successful but
Our shields
depraved
are offline.
continued stunt.
The
And I say
Unity will
continued because they
survive
still
this
operate
loss.
unchecked. 4chan is the
last.
gutter of the internet. Founded in 2003
Oh my
by
God.
15-year-old
Whatever
Christopher
the Unity
Luke
wills.
Poole. This message board serves as a place where internet culture
We
is
are
born,
ready.
discussed, and destroyed. Users on
It
4chan
sure is.
typically post as anonymous or
Yeah.
anon. As they argue, the identity of a user adds nothing to conversations at
Revenge
hand. But
awaits.
the collective
I think that's one of the
The
best things
enemy
about
will
4chan.
know our wrath.
I like 4chan. You have a completely different type of discussion that you have on Reddit
Powering phase
because people don't have
engines.
to have the popular
The
opinion.
item is complete.
anonymous culture of the message board
old
has
way,
devolved into a degenerate pit of despair. Along with anonymous identities, there is virtually no moderation. As a result of this, threads on 4chan
Production of the
spiral into
item
some of
is
the weirdest
complete.
and most disturbing rabbit holes on the internet. So why even post? Well, as Ryder...
Sometimes
We
I'll
are
see
ready.
posts about
We have
myself,
cleansed
and
the
there was
planet of
one
heathens.
about how
Another planet
I
joins
think
the
I actually
Unity.
I
We await
screenshotted
the
it.
Unity's
It was so
command.
good. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This is the last paragraph.
Where
Asmongold
credits are
is the
required.
perfect tool
to provide globalist propaganda for the uneducated and easily influenced Zoomers.
Hostility research complete.
These people are called influencers for a reason.
Mining upgrade
Asmon
complete.
Gold glows. Like, I love these. Like, I think they're fucking amazing. It's just, yeah, I read this shit all the time. It's fucking hilarious to me.
Rips described to me.
We seek minds to make our own.
On 4chan.
It is.
This
We
point
shall do
alone
as you
is
command.
necessary in understanding the
item
motive
ready.
behind Bored Ape
Our
Yacht Club.
will
Throughout the
is
internet's history,
transcendent.
4chan has been responsible for trolling mainstream media endlessly. One classic example of this was when 4chan tricked mainstream media into thinking the OK hand symbol signified
Production
white power.
of the
The
item
media
is
ran with
complete.
it, and as a result,
More credits
actual
are
white
required.
supremacists adopted it as their own. An internet joke that
Yes, it actually, it wasn't real, and it became so not real that it became real.
At last.
illuminated a problem with
Revenge
mainstream media.
awaits.
Their willingness to post anything was taken literally, and the meaning of
credits
the
are
joke
required.
changed forever. Another
Absolutely.
example of this is comedian Sam Hyde being the ghost
Whatever
of
the
Kia.
unity
Lastly,
wills.
let's talk about the benefit of the doubt. Imagine all of what I'm about to tell you is one giant coincidence.
Right.
Somewhere along the grocery list of examples of Bored Ape Yacht Club being one massive alt-right inside joke
We
is a
seek
point at
minds
which
to make
these
our
similarities
own.
are no longer coincidences. Let's call this the tipping point. If I bring up one instance that highlights deliberate Nazi, fascist, or alt-right messaging, you may think to
Commerce
yourself,
upgrade
I see
complete.
it, but that's a
Not
reach.
enough
So I ask
crystal.
you, what is your number? At what point do all of these examples become
Control
crystal
group
clear in
created.
front of your eyes?
That's what I've said many times, right? Is at one point doesn't mean anything, but multiple points make a line. Yeah. You want my scalps? It's right.
For me, it was just one. First, let's talk about the apes as a whole. You don't have to go far on
Vengeance
social
is at
media
hand.
to see that many people believe
have
the apes
cleansed
in
the
Bored
planet
Ape
of
Yacht Club
heathens.
are inherently
You've made a
racist
wise
looking. Remember,
acquisition.
they could have picked
Another
any
planet
animal,
joins the
object, or
unity.
thing to make an
Revenge
enemy.
awaits.
Monkeys?
We
Really?
obey
It
the
seems a bit
unity's
random,
will.
but we're dealing
Let
with
the
deliberate
bidding
messaging.
commence.
This is not
Production
a mistake.
of the
This
item
is
is
Damon
complete.
Dash, the founder of
Revenge
Rockefeller Records
awaits.
with Jay-Z.
Okay.
The unity calls us to
I don't know if that
action.
monkey thing is like,
Unleash
what's the
our
biggest
wrath.
NFT? They ate.
Upgrade logistics to
Don't you
unlock
think
more
that's a little
civilian
condescending to our
slots.
culture in a little bit?
Planet item ready.
We
I feel
seek
like
minds to
is
make
that
our
a way a nerd
own.
is trying to get cute and
We
laugh at us?
obey the unity's will.
Because either way, you should tread
The
lightly
item
with
is
monkeys
complete.
as it relates to our culture because it's a trigger for us. And they keep doing it. So first I wasn't
Retribution
like,
is
I was like,
ours.
why is everything a gorilla or an ape or a monkey? Why ain't it a penguin or like a panda bear or something?
Mining
Why is it
upgrade
something that's been
complete.
used to,
Defilers
disrespect us for
encroach
years?
upon us.
Unfortunately, the auction
And when
slipped from your
why is the dog
grasp.
there?
it's difficult for a creator,
Revenge
that leaves a
awaits.
lot of room for exploitation.
Their worlds will burn
You know, so that
in
means a lot of
unity's
people that can't
flames.
understand may take advantage
The
of those
enemy
creators
will
that don't
know
want us to
our
understand.
wrath.
Do you guys realize
Harmony
for the
research
last 2
complete.
years, they got black
Shields
people
are
to invest
compromised.
in monkeys and dogs?
We
while
are
they
in
make
grave
fun of us
danger
for
without
taking
our
money
armor.
from us.
Damn, I never
But
saw
Doge
this.
was going
The
to the
enemy
moon.
has crippled
Y'all
us.
done.
Now, I don't think that, like, just because they have monkeys, that doesn't mean that it's, like, some racist shit. Like, guaranteed, that's a reach, that's 100% a reach. But, like, again, it's like a matter of how many reaches do you do
Harmony
until
research
you
complete.
actually
Desecrators assault our
are
world.
in arm's reach of what
We have
it is. You
cleansed
see
the
what I'm saying?
planet of heathens.
So, like,
The
that's
unity has
the
fallen
context.
silent on one of our planets.
Go look at Bored Ape
We're
Yacht
gonna get
Club
there.
and go see
The item is complete.
the imagery
I've never seen this.
of how it's connected
Logistics
to
upgrade complete.
Nazism.
Holy shit.
Control group
They're the
created.
same imagery, but they know we won't study long enough to say. And now, look how many billions of dollars they made off of us.
I
and
never
our
heard of
culture.
this.
And then the music industry gonna come in with more NFTs and continue to rob us.
Oh, yeah.
All we
An
do
ally
is-
has lost a
The
star
reason
base.
people have made this
Planet
conclusion is
item
because of
ready.
something called
Production of the
simianization.
item
This
is
refers to
complete.
comparing ethnic groups
Our
to an ape
vengeance
or
is
monkey.
yours.
Simianization has
Our
been used
will
throughout
shall
history
be
to
done.
put
Oh, yeah.
others down in order to dehumanize them. You will
Your
see
presence is
exactly how
strong.
Bored Ape Yacht Club
We'll
uses
consider it.
simianization to convey racist
Glory to the
themes and
unity.
undertones. But
Civilian
first, we must
structure
understand the
complete.
They
culture
did the same
All
thing with
power to
Obama
jump
with
drive.
Curious George. I remember that.
in which these apes were born. In 2021, Bored Ape Yacht Club was launched on April
Civilian
30th,
structure
which
complete.
is the exact day that Hitler died. The launch of Bored Ape Yacht Club was actually in 2021.
Logistics
Bored
upgrade
Ape Yacht Club
complete.
was launched on April 30th, which is the exact day that Hitler died.
Okay. All right. Okay.
The launch of Bored Ape Yacht Club was actually on the 23rd, with a week-long.
I want to do something. I want to run 2 polls. I want to run a poll right now, and we're going to see how convincing this really is.
Transcendent.
Can we do a poll? Do you think Bored Ape Yacht Club
Civilian
is using
structure
crypto
complete.
messaging to promote a
vengeance
racist
is
agenda?
yours.
And we're going to
Victory
start
is
at
at
the
hand.
beginning, and I'm going to do another
Our
poll,
will
the
shall
same
be
thing
done.
at the end. And I actually really want to see how much of a difference it makes. All right, 60% say no. So we're about 60-40, 37-63, somewhere around that. Okay, all right, that's fine. Let's see how things change.
The item is complete.
Pre-sale, and they sold out before to tell the New Yorker that it was the 30th. I have shown this picture to various artists.
Logistics upgrade
This
complete.
is Bored Ape Yacht Club's main
All
logo
power to
that
Jump
they use
Drive.
across all of their branding and social media accounts.
may
Not too
speak.
bad, right? How about
It
now?
does look like it.
to attack.
Most
Production
of them
of the
laugh
item is
uncomfortably
complete.
in sheer disbelief.
time has come.
The audacity to do this is mind-blowing. It does not take a genius to see that this Bored Ape Yacht Club logo is a direct copy
orbit
of the
slots
Token
reached.
Cop. The skull and bones represents death and was used by both Prussia and Nazi Germany as a military emblem representing death heads. I only mention Prussia
The
because
anima
that
are
will play out
restless.
later when we examine some of the Bored Apes. Both logos also have
Another planet
AT&T.
joins the
If you're
unity.
unfamiliar,
We
the
are
alt-right white
entertaining
supremacists and
Adolf
neo-Nazis
Hitler.
love alphanumeric code. The number 18 is a symbol of hate. More specifically, it's alphanumeric code, the initials of Adolf
The
Hitler.
anima
One
are
being
restless.
A, 8 being H. One thing
Yep.
to note is that both logos also have a rough edge, which is uncommon in circular emblems.
It
It's
is.
just another characteristic that demonstrates they knew
Logistics
what they were
upgrade
copying.
complete.
Bored Ape Yacht Club was created by a
Military
company
structure
called Hugo
complete.
Labs. Like everything in this project,
item is
the
complete.
name has meaning. A little bit
Civilian
about us
structure
to start off the
complete.
new year and what's coming. What's the inspiration behind the name Yuga Labs? We're nerds,
Civilian
and Yuga
structure
is the name of a
complete.
villain in Zelda whose ability is that he can turn
The
himself
anima
and
are
others
restless.
into 2D art. It made
We'll
sense for an
consider
NFT
it.
company.
Okay,
When I
sure.
heard this,
Are
I
the
was
winning
confused.
bidder.
I've played just about every Legend of Zelda game, and I could not remember for the life of me who Yuga was.
I
You
don't
see,
remember him either.
Yuga is a boss in The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds.
Never
the
played it.
17th installment of the Zelda franchise, available only on the Nintendo 3DS.
Okay.
If you're a self-proclaimed nerd or
Planet item
gamer,
ready.
you wouldn't source your name from the most obscure Zelda game ever,
We
let
are
alone
ready.
a game for the
Civilian
3DS.
structure
Everyone
complete.
knows that Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker,
Link to
Twilight
the past.
Princess, and even Breath of the
Link to
Wild
the past.
are the
Civilian
greatest games in
structure
the
complete.
franchise.
Hey.
I could believe Ganon Labs after the main antagonist throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
Ganondorf,
Civilian
but
orbit
Yuga,
slots
I'm not
reached.
buying it. There is
The
a
item is
specific
complete.
reason they picked the name Yuga. On Yuga Labs' website, they pay homage to another
Maximum
project called
civilian
the
orbit
Hash
slots
Labs.
reached.
This project was made by
Logistics
a
upgrade
Swiss company
complete.
known as
Civilian
Suamkuik Labs.
structure
This
complete.
phrase, meaning to each their own, was on the
Okay.
gate of the Buchenwald concentration camp. This phrase was also used on the face of Prussian helmets, and Yuga Labs loved Suamkuik so much that they even took their exact terms of service.
Not enough
Yuga
crystal.
has an entirely different
Civilian
meaning.
structure
The phrase
complete.
Kali
Whoa, wait,
Yuga
what
steps
does it
of
say?
service. Yuga
Any of the 4 ages of life in the world.
has an entirely different
Civilian
meaning. The
structure
phrase
complete.
Kali Yuga stems
Not
from
enough
Yuga,
crystal.
and it refers to an
Fighters
age of
encroach upon
conflict
us.
or darkness.
Military
What is the
structure
period we're in
complete.
now? Does it seem like it's coming
The
to an
anima
end?
are
There he is.
restless.
Yuga, man. This is
Civilian
some weird
structure
shit that was
complete.
predicted by the
We'll
Bhagavad
consider
Gita.
it.
This is like this Guder Dalaram, Battle of the Gods, Ragnarok. Tell me.
Civilian
this is
structure
what happens
complete.
in cultures.
Our
Like they go
will
through these,
is
like,
transcendent.
Oh my God.
Desecrators
The
assault our
earliest
world.
mention of this phrase
Civilian
in
structure
culture was on
complete.
September 11th,
shields are
2014,
offline.
by an anonymous
Harmony
user on
research
4chan
complete.
in response to people
Logistics
being
upgrade
upset
complete.
over Gamergate. Anon replied, "I know it is dark at times, but you just gotta learn to enjoy it, man. Embrace
The
being the
item is
bad guy.
complete.
Surf the
Civilian
Kali
structure
Yuga."
complete.
Since then, the phrase spread
Hostility
like
research
wildfire
complete.
among the alt-right.
Severe
First, it
damage
was
sustained.
made
never
All
heard this.
systems are
Vincent
failing.
Vauquelin, who founded the French Dissent,
The
an
Unity
alt-right
will
political
I've
party
never heard of
operated
this
from
loss.
2011 to
The
2021.
Unity has fallen
Apparently,
silent on one of our
alt-right meme
planets.
merch went
Not
hard,
enough
and the
crystal.
new design of the shirt in 2016 featured a toting cop. And in 2019, a
Civilian
Telegram
structure
group called
complete.
Kali Yuga Surfing Club was created.
Surfing club. Okay, that makes a little bit of sense. Give me 1 second.
Anything weird here? The Kali Yuga is
Civilian
one of the
structure
cornerstones
complete.
of
Oh, I've seen that a
traditionalist
million
ideology
Vengeance
that was
is
preached
yours.
by René Guénon, a French occultist and philosopher
Oh.
who is credited for introducing the Kali Yuga to the West. During his
Military
life,
structure
Guénon moved to
complete.
Egypt, became
Your
Muslim,
presence
and
is
preached
strong.
traditionalism,
Our
which
will
consisted
shall
of
be done.
extreme anti-Semitism
Defilers
and
encroach
an
upon us.
admiration for ancient societies, which included hierarchies of class and gender. Guénon and
Your presence is
Italian-born
strong.
Nazi
That's a
sympathizer
Hindu or,
Julius
Indian
Evola
one.
are both revered
Planet item
and
ready.
memed on 4chan.
Civilian
You'll find
structure
threads in the
complete.
literature and political boards placing these two on a pedestal and recommending their
All
works
power
for a
to jump
sense
drive.
of woke pseudo-intellectualism.
Our minds
Often
awaken.
messages will be left with PBUH, which means peace be upon him, a common Arabic
Our
phrase.
shields are
You see,
offline.
surfing the Kali Yuga manifested itself
Civilian
on
structure
Pole. It
complete.
became a repeated phrase and dog whistle
Only
among
the
users.
Unity
In
can
fact,
save us
embracing
now.
the darkness or
Commerce
surfing
upgrade
the Kali
complete.
Yuga is a phrase that the alt-right has adopted
Our
in order to
vengeance is
communicate a
yours.
sense of collective.
Any last
This
I've
words?
read Pole before. I've
Severe
never seen
damage
this.
sustained.
I've
All
never seen
systems
this.
are failing.
I feel like this is like, yeah,
Desecrators assault our
maybe
world.
I didn't recognize it. It's a new
Vengeance
trend.
is
Yeah,
a
I haven't
mistress.
seen this.
He's made a fine purchase.
might melt your brain, but stay with me. It's impossible to show
the
analysis
bidding
exactly what the founders
Okay.
of Bored
Your
Ape Yacht Club
presence
are
is
doing
strong.
without understanding
Control
Chan
group
culture
created.
or
Ah.
how
The
4chan
Unity
acts
will
as a think
survive
tank
this
and
loss.
hive mind. One of the worst aspects
Beg
of
for
Chan
our
culture
forgiveness.
is pseudo-intellectualism.
Aha.
What you have is a bunch of trolls
Same with
who
Reddit.
haven't seen the light of day that have collectively convinced themselves
That they're
they
smart.
are based, woke, and have the answers to this world. They
Yep.
find solace in knowing specific information compared to normal people or normies. This is
Commerce
why it's
upgrade
considered
complete.
esoteric. As a result of this,
Whatever
you
the
have
Unity
pockets of
wills.
deranged people who study old texts, scriptures, and societies in order to extract
are restless.
archaic values and
No
worship
bid.
them. The
Oh,
founders
You
of Bored Ape
missed
Yacht Club
out.
are terminally online, smart assholes.
Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
The Unity has fallen silent on one of our
Good to me.
planets. Insufficient
Terminally
matter.
online smart assholes.
Your
I got
presence
it.
is strong.
It's the same everywhere.
Control
Holy
group
shit,
created.
bro! Like this, it's not even halfway done. Like, what the fuck? Actual cold one? Yeah, I got
The
all
anima
this
are
shit put in the
restless.
refrigerator because I was
Control
sick of
group
fucking having it
created.
over there.
Production
and then there was
of
a bunch
the
of
item
boxes
is
everywhere,
complete.
and then I got the new chair, and it was like one thing
Last
led to
chance
another, and now I've
surrender.
got the
We
drinks
have
in the
cleansed the
refrigerator
planet
again.
of heathens.
I hate
Another
to admit
planet
it.
joins
The
the
founders
Unity.
are clever, and I mean really fucking clever. The four founders are Gordon Goner, Emperor Tomato Ketchup, Gargamel,
Commerce upgrade
and No
complete.
Sass. You may be
Okay.
wondering, why do they all have obscure Xbox Live gamer tags? Well, if you think this is innocent, you're not ready for this. Number 1, Emperor Tomato Ketchup, Karim Adelaide, software engineer. On the surface,
Okay.
Emperor
Your
Tomato
presence
Ketchup
is
sounds like
strong.
a Fortnite skin. In reality, Emperor Tomato Ketchup is the name of a 1971 film that is banned across the world for containing child pornography. It's about children overthrowing
anima are
adults and
restless.
establishing their own
Glory to
supremacy,
the
in which
Unity!
a young boy in a fascist uniform sexually assaults a grown woman. And if you were to ask Tomato himself,
have
he would
cleansed
say he
the
got
planet
the
of
name from a
heathens.
Stereolab album, which got its name
We
from
sense
the
that
film.
an
Another
enemy has
example
fallen.
of
Their
plausible
impurities
deniability.
no longer
Uh-huh.
risk polluting the
Gargamel,
Unity.
Greg Solano,
Your presence
MFA
is strong.
in writing.
There he
If anyone
is.
is
Our will
familiar
shall
with the
be
Smurfs,
done.
then the name
Production
Gargamel
of the
might ring
item
a bell.
is complete.
Gargamel is the antagonist.
The anima are restless.
Bro.
Another planet joins
I
the
mean,
Unity.
say no more.
Our will
I mean,
shall
say
be
no
done.
more.
Sentient beings into money.
Vengeance
He is
is a
widely
cruel
known
mistress.
as an anti-Semitic
The
depiction
anima
of
are
a
restless.
Jewish stereotype.
Planet
and as
item
Ryder
ready.
Rips pointed
Even
out,
though
4chan
mining
also
upgrade complete.
uses the term Gargamel to describe Jewish people. A recurring theme that you'll notice is that this entire umbrella of Bored Ape Yacht Club trolling stems from 4chan behavior, which is based on inserting enough absurdity to create plausible deniability. Gargamel is smart, but he's a little sloppy. According to his Reddit post history, he posted a 4chan crypto meme before Bored Ape Yacht Club was even live yet, confirming that he's at least aware of the culture or uses 4chan. Greg,
so there's something that he had an idea of, right? So he had an idea. Rolling. Is this video trolling us? So the reason why I didn't watch this video the day it came out is that I actually assumed that it was like some form of guerrilla marketing for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I thought it was like some bullshit, and like that's why I didn't want to watch it. I thought it was complete bullshit. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm having a problem here.
Our will shall be done. Commerce upgrade complete.
Sorry about that.
We'll consider it.
Delano, or Gargamel, was a literature major in college and wrote his thesis paper on 2666, which is a book that takes place in Nazi Germany with a main character named after Nazi SS doctor Hans Reiter. He even expressed on his now defunct blog that he wanted to write a fiction novel that blends real history with imaginative events, which is similar to Roberto Bolaño's 2666. This could be a stretch, but I'm reminded here of your writing backgrounds. Do you think there's any parallel between a big conceptual breakthrough to design NFTs for what interests you, not some target demo, and the idea that in writing, sometimes the best stuff comes from channeling what you really want to see, not what some theoretical reader wants? Gargamel says, ever since the Bored Ape Yacht Club, we've seen like 1,000 different avatar collections come up, and a lot of them are really cool. But what we think was special, and what people could kind of read on top of ours, is that we didn't just throw 3D glasses onto apes. No. And we didn't have a long essay on exactly what this was, but we knew what it was. It's like Wittgenstein's let the unutterable be conveyed unutterable, or Hemingway's iceberg theory. We knew what this world was, and
yeah, you have something that's so abstract and esoteric that even saying what it is makes people feel stupid.
Civilian structure
you see what I'm saying?
complete.
So like, yeah, it's like you can't even acknowledge that it exists because of how abstract it is.
Civilian structure complete.
I loved it. This is amazing.
Our will shall be done.
Why the apes are this way, and that somebody else might get a little tingle on their neck looking at it, thinking, yeah, this is kind of different. This isn't just random. In this interview, Gargamel literally just confirmed that Bored Ape Yacht Club is creative writing. First, the quote is cryptic, but it makes a lot of sense given the context of this project. Let the unutterable be conveyed unutterably. Dog whistles, hidden meanings, fiction writing. Nah, man, they're just apes with 3D glasses. Don't understand crypto. In this statement, Gargamel quotes Ludwig Wittgenstein, an Austrian Jewish philosopher believed to have been the boy who went to school with Adolf Hitler from 1903 to 1904. According to writer Kimberly Cornish in The Jew of Linz, she alleges that Hitler alludes to a Jewish boy who was believed to be Wittgenstein in Mein Kampf. Wittgenstein's entire body of work consists of cipher, cryptology, and solving puzzles. Similar to how Bored Ape Yacht Club is one massive puzzle designed to be cracked for the sole purpose of stroking their twisted fanfiction writing boner. Second, he states Hemingway's iceberg theory, which describes exactly what they're doing. Iceberg theory itself is also a 4chan meme. Greg Solano also has written a book titled The Cinematic Art of World of Warcraft. To say
what?
Wait, what?
Only the unity can save us now. Vengeance is a cruel mistress.
Oh my God!
Is at hand.
We're really in this now.
We won't last
Caught red-handed.
We are without armor.
Isn't a sucker for
Unity,
fantasy.
protect our crippled vessel.
We know that Gargamel is a
destruction
creative
is at
fantasy
hand.
writer. We know that he wrote his thesis
does the
paper on
unity will?
his story, and we know that he wanted to create something similar to like real and fake events. He literally quoted Ludwig Wittgenstein and iceberg theory, confirmed that there's hidden meaning, and that everything was delivered in Bored Ape Yacht Club. Prior to Bored Ape Yacht Club, Greg Solano even stated he wanted to create a Lovecraftian-themed NFT project. And if you know anything about Lovecraft, he was a notorious white supremacist, often using his prejudices as the basis for his stories. The frustration that Ryder Rips and others have felt, myself included, with the public's perception of this criticism is immense. You can't begin to educate people on this when they're too ignorant to realize that they're being played.
Well, they don't. It's not that they're too ignorant. It's that they don't want to. Like again, it's easier to fool somebody than it is to convince them that they've been fooled. Nobody wants to admit and say, "Oh yeah, I actually fucked up."
Speak as one.
Yeah, it's like they're in denial because they're already invested in this. They already have an opinion on this. They got money in it, exactly.
Ape Yacht Club, in a way, is a social experiment in making fun of people who are easily influenced. Crypto bros and everyone who sucks off technocrats included. It is a commentary on the number going up forever or the wag me crowd, which lives by the slogan, "We're all going to make it." This is a very real sentiment shared by thousands of people on the internet.
Well, I love seeing the people that believe in this, man. They actually think that like fucking there are legitimate, real people on the internet, even after this video, that are like, yeah, man, in 35 years, this JPEG I have is gonna be worth so much. I'm gonna be on a yacht. You're gonna be fixing my yacht, okay? Like that's what it's gonna be. That's what they believe. It's so sad.
Founders of this project have profited off of immensely. All it took was celebrity worship, proper funding, fueled by a dystopian political agenda to get fascist propaganda on the world stage. Let me be clear, I'm not saying buzzwords just to say them. This is what's happening. 3. Gordon Goner, or Wiley Arano, also a creative writer. The third founder of Bored Ape Yacht Club goes by Gordon Goner.
Seems like a nice
The
guy.
same name Ryder used for the website, piecing this all together.
Yeah,
This was done for SEO purposes, so that when you type in Gordon Goner on Google, Ryder's website pops up first. In an interview with Wiley from 2014, he stated, "The only book that I don't like is Mein Kampf, but I haven't read it." When asked innocently about books, he resorted to making Hitler jokes. Yeah, there's probably nothing to see here, right? This is just more proof that Wiley's attempt at edgy humor dates back to 2014. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Gordon Goner
I don't think that's very suspicious.
stated he chose the
But we're
name
not
because it
halfway done with the
sounded
video
like
yet.
the lead singer of the Ramones. It should be known that Bored Ape Yacht Club's connection to the Rolling Stone is not random. It's through Neil Strauss, author of The Game, who is apparently writing about the subculture of Bored Ape Yacht Club. Gordon Goner is a full phrase anagram for